Inventorying estate property can be a nightmare, and doing it incorrectly could lead to problems for the estate down the road. Keep watching for tips, tricks, and best practices for organizing and inventorying your estate's assets. Let's start by talking about the importance of a thorough estate inventory. When someone passes away, the estate's assets must be properly accounted for. This helps in settling debts, distributing the remaining assets according to the will, and ensuring that all obligations of the estate get factored in and accounted for and settled. A detailed inventory can also help avoid costly disputes between heirs and beneficiaries. If you think about it, it's all about honoring a person's wishes at the time of death. In Florida, the personal representative is legally required to file an accounting of the estate's assets with the court. The document has to list all of the assets, a valuation of those assets, and any encumbrances, any amounts owed on those assets. It's crucial that you get this step right because the inventory forms the basis of much of the probate process, including tax evaluations and creditor negotiations. So the logical question is, how do you actually inventory the assets? Now, first you have to start by securing all of the assets. Make sure locks are changed. Make sure fences are fixed. So physical assets need to be safeguarded. You want to make sure insurance is maintained. You may want to install a security system if no one is going to be present. That's for the physical items. Now, what about things such as documents? Gather all the bank statements, financial statements, deeds. Get all the critical documents. Once the properties are secured, once the documents are assembled, now it's time to categorize all of the assets of the estate. Begin by making categories in which all of the assets of the estate can be fit. So you may have a real estate category, you may have a jewelry category, you may have an art category, you may have a miscellaneous personal items category, you may have vehicles category. Each estate is going to have a different mix of assets, so the categories may not be exactly the same from estate to estate, but come up with a list of, 4, 5, 6, number of categories that you can easily fit all of the estate's assets into. Once all of the estate's assets have been accounted for and categorized, it's time to value them. Now, some items, we can go on the internet and come up with valuations fairly easy. For specialized items, you might have to hire professionals. So if it's real estate, if it's antiques, if it's real specialty items, you may need to hire specialty appraisers to value those assets. Financial account valuation is fairly simple as you just look to the most recent statements. You want to be as vigilant and accurate as possible with these valuations because in the end, this is what determines taxation. This is what determines fair and equitable distribution to the heirs and beneficiaries. So do the best you can in terms of valuation and don't skimp on hiring professionals where needed. Next comes documentation. Each item within each category should be named, described, valued, and if there's any particular marks or numbers, serial numbers, things like that, those things should also be identified. This detailed record keeping is critical and it's required by the court. Creating a computer spreadsheet with each category and then itemizing the assets within each category is going to help you immensely. Bits of paper and sticky notes is definitely not the way to go. So set yourself up for a win by getting the mindset straight right from the beginning. Inventorying an estate is not going to be without challenges. You may have challenges locating assets. You may have challenges in valuing the assets. You may have challenges in documenting the assets. Solutions might include hiring professionals like attorneys, probate real estate specialists, accountants, specialized appraisers, also electronic tools to document and track the items within the estate. All of these things can make the process much simpler. And simpler means higher values down the road to be distributed. Taking the time to accurately document and value estate assets is crucial. It's going to affect taxation. It's going to affect distributions. We publish probate and estate related videos weekly, so do subscribe to our channel. Also, download our free report, The 12 Biggest Mistakes Florida Personal Representatives Make That Cost the Estate Thousands. You could do that at www.floridaprobateMadeSimple.com. That's floridaprobateMadeSimple.com. And also, watch our next video.